Hi everyone. Today we're looking at something really interesting. Automated fraud detection for Shopify orders using North52 and Microsoft Dataverse.
Yes, this is one of those solutions that shows how powerful low-code automation can be when you connect the right systems together.
So before we dive in, a quick question for our expert Bruce. Shopify has built-in fraud protection. What enhancement is North52 bringing here?
That's a great question. Shopify does have basic fraud analysis, but this solution takes it further by using each customer's own purchase and customer service history as the baseline. So instead of generic fraud rules, you're detecting unusual behavior specific to that customer.
That's smart. Let's analyze this further. So what problems are we actually solving here?
There are a couple in our example. Picture this one first. You're running an e-commerce business on Shopify. One day, a customer who normally spends $50 per order suddenly places a $500 order. Is it fraud, or did they just decide to buy more?
Right, you don't want to cancel a legitimate order, but you also can't let fraudulent charging go through.
Exactly. That's the false positive problem. This solution uses 3 risk levels based on the customer's history. The first one, high risk. If the order is more than 3 times their average spend, it's automatically cancelled as fraud. Medium risk. If it's 1.5 to 3 times their average, it goes on hold with a manual review. And low risk. Everything else processes normally.
So it's not just a hard number like orders over $500 are suspicious. It's relative to each customer.
That's right. Plus there's a second layer. If a customer has had 2 or more previous problem customer service cases in your system, any new order gets flagged for review, regardless of amount.
So you're catching both unusual spending pattern and known problem customers. Like it. Okay, so how does this actually work behind the scenes? Walk us through it.
Sure. There are 4 main components working together here. First, when someone places an order on Shopify, Shopify sends a webhook, basically a notification with all the order details in JSON format.
So it's real time. The moment they click the buy button.
Exactly. And second, that webhook hits a Power Automate flow in your Microsoft environment. The flow receives the JSON data and passes it to a custom action.
And this is all happening automatically in the background.
Yes, no human intervention yet. Third, and this is where the magic happens, the custom action triggers a North52 formula. This is the business rules engine kicking in. The formula does several things. It pulls the customer's entire order history from Shopify using their GraphQL API. It calculates the average order value. It checks against the risk thresholds we talked about. And it queries Dataverse to see if they have any previous problem cases.
So it's making decisions based on data from both Shopify and Dataverse.
Exactly. That's the power of this integration. And fourth, based on those rules, North52 calls back to the Shopify API to either cancel the order, put it on hold, or let it through.
And all of this happens in what, a few seconds?
Pretty much instantly. The customer might not have even finished reading their confirmation email before the fraud check is complete.
So let's talk benefits. What's the real world impact of setting this up?
Well, the obvious one is fraud prevention. You're automatically stopping fraudulent charges before they process. That's direct cost savings.
But you mentioned minimizing false positives earlier. That seems just as important.
Yeah, it really is. Because you're using personalized thresholds based on each customer's history, you're not blocking legitimate big ticket purchases. That means you're not losing good sales or frustrating real customers.
What about the manual review option for medium risk orders?
That's the sweet spot, right? Orders that are suspicious but not definitively fraudulent get tagged for your team to review. You get a note added to the order in Shopify, tags like manual review and problem customer, so your fulfillment team knows to take a second look before shipping.
And I'm guessing this is way faster than having someone manually check every order.
Absolutely. Your team only looks at the flag once. Everything else flows through automatically. Plus, you've got a complete audit trail because everything's happening through your Dataverse environment.
What about setup? This looks complicated.
Here's the thing. Yes, there are multiple components. You need to set up the Xcache for storing API keys, create the custom action, build the North52 decision tables, configure the flow, and set up the webhook in Shopify.
That sounds like a lot.
It's detailed, but it's all low code. You're not writing traditional code, you're configuring decision tables, which is visual and logical. The support article walks through every step with screenshots.
Okay, so a quick recap. You're getting automated fraud detection that's personalized to each customer, reducing both fraud and false positives with a manual review workflow for edge cases, and all happening in real time.
And because it's built on North52 and Dynamics 365, you can extend this. Maybe you want different rules for different product categories, or you want to integrate with your customer service system for follow-up. The framework is there.
So who should be looking at this solution?
Anyone running Shopify with Dynamics 365 or Dataverse who's dealing with fraud issues or wants to automate their order management. E-commerce businesses, retailers, anyone processing a high volume of online orders.
And if someone wants to implement this?
Well, the full article is linked in the description below. It's got all the configuration details, screenshots, the GraphQL queries, everything. But honestly, if you're interested in setting this up, reach out to the North52 team directly. They can help assess your specific needs and get you up and running.
There you go. Links in the description. If you found this helpful, subscribe to learn more about automating complex business rules in Dynamics 365 and Dataverse. Thanks for watching. See you next time.